So first off, I just want to say thank you so much for the feedback on the last West Ham World episode. It looks like YouTubers would prefer one game, whereas my subscribers that aren't YouTubers would prefer two. So what we're going to do is we're going to go with 2 games per episode on key highlights. Hopefully keep the episodes from the 15 to 20 minute mark. As far as how quickly we'll get through the season, I think I'm just going to come in on periods where I think are interesting for the viewer. If that means there's a 10 game gap between fixtures, we're going to do that. If it means there's less than that, which is going to happen on this and the next video, then we will have less gap between episodes. Let me know what you think of my suggestion down below. Hit that thumbs up if you agree, and let's get into the episode. In a parallel universe, West Ham United decided that Slaven Bilic wasn't the right man to lead West Ham to glory at the London Stadium. Instead, they chose this man. Hi there, my name is JNO. So guys, let's get straight into it and have a very quick catch up as we look at the league table, and we can see we're still sitting in 4th on 55 points. Man United are 2 points above us, Arsenal are 3 points below us. We of course want to get as high up the table as possible, but we are still in that Champions League position. Today we have 2 games for you, and I had to bring it to this episode and to this series. We have AS Monaco again in Europe, but then we also have a game against Milton Keynes. As you know, if you watched AFC Wimbledon return to glory, I'm an AFC Wimbledon fan. Milton Keynes are not my favourite club. So hopefully my youngsters can thrash Milton Keynes and I can have a very enjoyable end to this episode. But first we have AS Monaco to face, so let's have a look at the lineup I'm taking to that game away. So as you can see, we're still rocking with the 4-2-3-1. Oh, there's been some change. Now your first questions are probably, where is Rajkovic? Then you may be asking, why have I got Will Hughes at left back? Those are very good questions, so let's have a look at what happened in the transfer window before it slammed shut. As you can see, those final 2 transfers on transfer deadline day, which I was aware were likely to happen, and I managed to kind of hopefully counteract them. We sold Rajkovic to Schalke. I know it doesn't say Schalke there, but I've not uploaded or downloaded the name patch for the German league. But we sold Rajkovic to Schalke for 14.75 million, possibly rising to 20.5. He really wanted to go, he was kicking up a fuss. I don't like playing players that are being whiny bitches. So I ended up agreeing to a transfer, hoping that the keepers I have, the young keepers I have, might be ready to step up. And then also Ben Davies wanted to leave. He's not been with us long, he performed really well, but Man City love to come and steal our left backs. Flanagan and now Ben Davies. That would be fine if Kieran Gibbs was still fit, but he is injured, which is why you saw Will Hughes at left back, which we are training him to be a left back. It's a crazy, crazy world, I know, and it's a crazy choice. Hopefully it pays off for me. Our transfers in after you were last with us, we have brought in Leroy Sané for 7.5 million. I think that is a steal. Hopefully, if we can just get a really good striker in the summer, our front lineup is sorted. We also brought in Paul Marriott for 1.5 million, a youngster I've got good hopes for. We brought in Kevin Holt as well for 950k. Then you can see I brought in a more experienced goalkeeper in case the youngsters don't work out, but he is happy at being a backup. His name is Dragowski. At least I hope that's his name. And I hopefully won't have to say it too much because I'm hoping my young keepers will step up. And then we also brought in Donny van der Beek. And you're probably saying to yourself, we don't need another midfielder. But I am trying to train him as a right back. So we'll just quickly look at the main 2 players I brought in before we get into the games, because I don't want to talk about transfers for too long. But as you can see, we brought in the 24-year-old Leroy Sané, who is an ambitious winger, who has quite a lot of potential to be a great player in the Premier League. He has the attributes I want to see amongst my front men: agility, flair, technique, dribbling. Vision is decent at 13, hopefully that will improve with time, and hopefully his passing will as well. And then Donny van der Beek, he just looks like a very solid player overall. I'm hoping to train him as a right back so we can utilise stuff like his dribbling, hopefully get that crossing up. His passing and vision is great for a right back if we actually do retrain him. His tackling's not too bad at 13 and marking at 12. His anticipation could also do with improving, but if we can improve some of those stats, he could be a very, very good right back for us. So that explains this very strange looking team. Donny van der Beek is not a right back for this game though, because he is cup tied. Will Hughes comes in at left back. Frolic is the only young goalkeeper that I feel is ready that we still have out our squad. William Hamilton is on loan at the moment. Tillemans is coming in for the midfield position where Will Hughes would usually play, with Van Ginkel sitting next to him. We have Luan, Draxler and Lanzini sitting behind Anderson, who has still been doing well for us. The bench isn't as good as it used to look because we have had to bring in Rosari Longello in case the Will Hughes experiment doesn't work. We have Sane, Klaassen and Egerstein there though, and Michael Keane is a very solid centre back. Dragowski could very well become our first choice, but we're giving Dennis Frolic a chance in the Euro Cup. Hopefully it works. We have played Monaco 2 times in this save, and as you can see, we won both games, so hopefully that trend will continue. But it looks like they have Renato Sanchez in that starting lineup, and Thomas Lemar, who we have been tracking. Berardi, Mbappe, Costa is also joined the club as well, so that is a very good looking side going forward. So we'll just make sure that the highlights are set to the correct settings. We've got key as the highlights. We're going to stick with 3D. I just feel like it makes me a bit different from every other FM YouTuber, and I like to actually see kind of what the goals look like live because I feel like I'll react better to them. But again, this is an open channel for you guys to express your opinion, so if you have a different view on it, make sure to tell me in the comments down below. Okay, so very similar lineups we are playing. They're playing the players we expected them to, apart from damn that name, Castillaggio is coming. Castillaggio has come in for whoever was there on the predicted lineup. Wow, this is going really well, this intro. And on the bench you can see Martin Samuelsson is there as well, so he might come on and have an impact against us. How is Martin Samuelsson doing, in fact? He looks really good. I wish he hadn't left us. He was one of my favourite players coming up for the youth team. Celebi. Anyway, let's get into the match because my camera battery is dying because I've done a lot of recording tonight. Unfortunately, work has given me all week of lates, so I don't really have a nice chunk of time to record episodes, so I'm kind of fitting them in where I can. I should be in bed right now, to be fair, but let's play some Football Manager. Okay, so we are kicking things off and we are on control currently. I might just leave it on control, but counter is definitely an option. I'm waiting to see if they play balls over the top to Costa. Costa isn't necessarily the speediest of strikers, so I'm hoping I don't have the kind of situation I had when we played players like Hernandez. Mark Anderson, I believe, is making his big European debut. I could be wrong, but this is the first time he's probably started as the first team striker. And we are starting a highlight with Monaco on the ball. Sanchez plays it back to Zoet, a former PSV Patrol player. For those of you that were around for that series, well done for sticking with me. Okay, Mbappe is coming forward. Lemar now has it. Lemar's played it through a player to Mbappe. Good tackle by Saul as Saul plays it back to Frolic, who hoofs it forward. Sidibe has picked the ball up. Sidibe, I believe, is a decent right back. I know he made it onto the Fergie way with Teach FM. As Diego Costa blazes that wide, he really should have done better there. Okay, I'm not liking how all the highlights are Monaco's. Sidibe should be able to find a good ball into the box here. Diego Costa at the near post. We need to make a change. Our chances have not been good. We're going to go counter and we're going to drop the defensive line because the last thing we want is to go way too far behind. If 1-0 deficit is something we can turn over in the home tie, an away goal would of course be nice because that makes everything a little easier. As Sidibe puts in a low driven cross, Diego Costa isn't tracked by Reece Oxford, I believe that is, and just tucks it in at the near post. I now worry that we're going to invite pressure onto ourselves. So what I may do is, because we've not seen any chances come our way, now we've gone to counter. is I might up the tempo a bit and have the players run at defenders, because hopefully I'm drawing them towards me, so if a player beats a defender, that is it. He's literally got so much space to run into. At least that's the plan. The chances have risen for us, so am I a football managing genius? I do feel like, having played regularly now and uploading so regularly, I am getting slightly better at the game. And there we go. I believe my change has actually worked. Yes, I'm surprised. I'm probably as surprised as you are, because I always make changes and they don't always work. I'll be honest, in the AFC Wimbledon Return to Glory in the Championship, my changes usually don't work. Although, make sure to go check out that series if you're not part of that series as well, where we are back in the Championship for the second time. Luan with a good finish there after a cross from Will Hughes, the makeshift left back. So we have that away goal now, which is very, very important. I'm happy with the performance, so we're going to tell them to keep it up, and we're going to go straight into the second half, because again I'm still worried about my camera battery. It's only showing 1 bar left. Alright, Draxler's coming forward with the ball. I'm actually going to commentate now, because I think I've just been chatting away about other stuff. And also, while we are just chatting away about other stuff actually, if you are interested in watching some other stuff done by me, I'm going to start doing random games on the weekend for this channel. Telltale Games The Walking Dead will be the first one coming this weekend, as Frolic makes a very important save. It is season number 3 of The Walking Dead. I've already played 1 and 2, and I want to bring something I've not played to you as the first series on the channel. If it's demanded, we may do seasons 1 and 2, because I do love The Walking Dead Telltale Games game. I believe it's the best one they've done, and it was, I think, the first one they properly did. So we're going to bring season number 3. May mean we're late on the Marvel, I believe it's Guardians of the Galaxy bandwagon, but I'm not a massive Guardians of the Galaxy fan. So was that a cross or a shot by Song? And Mbappe puts it back into the box, but Lanzini does manage to pick up possession. But Walking Dead and Game of Thrones, those are my type of thing. So the Telltale games of those have been awesome to play. Okay, I don't like how we've stopped getting chances. Should I go direct with the instructions now? I think we're on mix, so maybe go more direct with the passing. Because I don't feel like we're getting the ball forward to get chances. Apparently we scored with no clear-cut chance and no half chance. And it is coming close to substitution time. I do feel like Monaco are probably going to score another though. Psychic, mate. I'm so damn psychic. Okay, so Castillo, who I struggled to say the name of, plays it out wide to Sidibe. Sidibe back inside to Castillo, and kind of wish the other player was playing. Alright, so we're going to make substitutions now. We've got a 6.4 on Julian Draxler, not playing very well, so we're going to bring on Carson, who has been playing well in that role. Nicholas Saul is really letting us down, which is a shame because he's been really good this season so far. We're going to go with Calm, and I think there's a lot more to come from you, and I have faith in you to make the difference. And we're going to tell the boys to tighten up, because a 2-1 deficit I feel I can do something with going into the game at the London Stadium. Oh, jog on. I really thought nothing was going to happen. You have just watched me watch a highlight without saying anything, because the highlight kind of came out of nowhere. Guess who scored against us? Martin frickin' Samuelson has been brought on and has scored a volley to the far post. And he celebrates like he never cared about us. Samuelson, that hurts. That hurts the heart. Shots at the heart, but you're too late. You give love a bad name. I don't love you anymore, Martin Samuelson. I do not love you anymore. Don't you dare make another run and score again. We now have a 2-goal deficit to make up. If we win 2-0, we still go through though. Of course, that's assuming that Monaco aren't about to score again. Well, that was a manly noise, wasn't it? And my battery's going to go before the episode's over as well. Hughes with a cross. Anderson cannot get on the end of that. Come on, hurry up. Because I can see the red flag. What happened there? I was looking at the time. Did Anderson just miss a sitter? Anderson, I keep bigging you up and you keep embarrassing me in front of my friends. God. Okay, time's ticked away. That's probably going to be the end highlight here now. We have lost 3-1 away at Monaco. It's not the end of the world. We can get 2 goals against this Monaco side. We've done it before. We beat them convincingly at the London Stadium before. So before the camera runs out, let's move on to the Milton Keynes game and get a big victory. Okay guys, so it is game time, new battery in, and this is a game that I have to win, or you guys will probably never let me forget it. Because currently I am West Ham United in the Premiership, a Champions League qualifying team, playing a team you know I don't like in Milton Keynes, who are currently a Sky Bet Championship side sitting in 23rd. So I know I'm putting out a weaker side, but I have players in this side like Sane, like Davy Klaassen, like Michael Keane and Donny van der Beek. I should not be losing this game. The only player I'm really worried about is Kevin Holt at left back. He's not the best youngster to be bringing in right now, but my other youngster who I brought back from loan who can play left back, Matty Downing, is cup tied. Anyway, as you can see, it's a very different lineup to what you are used to. We have Dragowski in goal, Van der Beek at right back with Holt at left back, Bjorkid alongside Keane in defence, Klaassen and Ayer as the 2-man midfield, behind Beckett Ayan, Quina, Leroy Sane and Brandon Muldoon is leading the line. Hopefully the youngsters can continue our run in the FA Cup. I would love to win a trophy on this save. I've not won one yet. This is probably the most youthful side I've played in an FA Cup. We've got to this round playing some youngsters, but we've also played some experienced heads around them. This time we are going with a lot of youngsters because we want as many of them fit, the older players, more experienced players fit for when they play in the Euro Cup. I am also worried because that battery is showing 1 bar and that has been charging for ages, so I may have a damaged battery, which is great news for me. Okay, the team talkers seem to work, and as the game kicks off, if you're still watching, leave a like for Mrs. JNO for letting me record up until 12:30 at night right now. I know she wants to go to bed, but she knows I don't have much time to record these episodes, so she's allowed me to record 3 episodes in one sitting now, which means she's had to stay up a little bit later than she probably wanted to. So leave a like for Mrs. JNO. And sorry, having looked at their formation, I want to go to counter. Sorry, I meant to do that before I kicked off. I want to drag them out of their position as Quina runs forward as a shot, hits it just wide. If face cam goes, it's because I have a damaged battery, because that battery should be fully charged. The light was showing green to say it was fully charged, but in the camera it shows 1 bar, which is not good. The counter strategy seems to be working as we've had 5 long shots out, and that's not good. That's a lot of long shots, so we may not be getting forward enough. However, we are restricting them and their chances, so we may go up to control. Too many long shots means we're shooting from distance and we can't get the ball into their box, so we have changed it to control. Maybe we are just that damn good compared to them that we shouldn't be playing such a defensive tactic. We're going to say we're not happy with the performance. Let's try and fire the boys up after a very, very boring first half. Please do not lose to Milton Keynes. Even a draw would be slightly embarrassing, to be fair. We may have to bump it up to attack as we look at making some substitutions. A couple of the youngsters aren't performing that well. Muldoon, you can then come off for Egerstein and we'll take off Quina for Luan. Come on, my experienced players, go out there and make the difference, as we are going to have a team talk and say get creative. I'm not going to bump it up to attack just yet, because the last thing I want is to get countered and lose 1-0 when we've dominated the game. Okay, Okay, maybe I will bump it up to attacking. Please don't get countered. Please don't get countered. Alright, Luan kicks it forward to Klaassen. Klaassen plays the ball out wide to Beckett Ayan. Ayan inside to Egerstein. Egerstein can't get it past their keeper. Do not be a counter-attack. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Thank you for ending the highlight. Thank you very much. Alright, Klaassen is coming forward. I'm now starting to feel nervous. This is MK Dons we're not beating. Crossed in by Van der Beek. Egerstein to Luan. Finally, the relief. The two players I brought on have made the difference. Egerstein with a knock on to Luan, who gets the volley into the top far corner. Thank Christ for that. Can we actually win a trophy, the FA Cup? That would be good. It's been 4 seasons and this West Ham team have been trophyless. I mean, you know what? I'm not going to risk a late equaliser. We want to keep our schedule as unclustered as possible. So we're going to go calmly tighten up as we drop it to counter. Hopefully I don't invite loads of pressure on because I'm presuming they're going to push forward now. I just want to see the game out. Do not get a 1-1 draw, please. Not the best win against Milton Keynes. I was hoping for an absolute thrashing. But 1-0 will get the job done. The job's a good one. We're still in the FA Cup. Okay, we're still going to say you weren't good enough, which has worked with everyone. Player of the match actually goes to Michael Keane, one of my defenders. That's not good when I'm playing Milton Keynes. Anyway guys, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode. Let me know if you like the setup I chose after all of your feedback in the comments down below. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel and hit that like button if you've enjoyed the episode. Also, go check out my Patreon. Thank you so much to Daraj, who has upped his Patreon patronage to £5 or $5 from $3. So thank you so much, Daraj. I will at some point work on getting the credits scrolling, although I've only got 3 Patreons, but I will get that done eventually. I apologise that it's taken so long. All of that being said, enough of me waffling before the camera battery dies. I've been JNO, you guys have been awesome, and we're going to come back in for the AS Monaco game in the next episode.